All right, so I just started recording. Let me pull up the chat. See what you guys are calling in from. What's up, Samir? I'm doing good. What's up, Matt? What's up, Matt? What's up, Sithembali? Fahi, what's up? What's up, everyone? South Africa, ATL, Durban, South Africa. What's up, everybody? All right, so welcome everyone to our live trading session. I don't know where the video's at. Oh, there it is. So welcome everyone to our live trading session. This is the Sunday Market Blitz. Pretty much how this works is every Sunday we hop on at 8 and we go over all the pairs that we're looking at for the week ahead. So we just came in here. We just came in and posted all of our analysis for this week in the analysis tab in our Discord. It's also posted in our Telegram chat. We assume that everyone that's in this live call is already in those chats and is already with us in these free communities. So yeah, these two chats are going to be where all our analysis is posted, all the free analysis. And me and Nick are about to go through and go over all of the free analysis for the week. So I see Nick just joined up. What's up? What's up?
There we go. What's going on, everybody?
Yes.
Angelo, how you doing? Hope you guys are having a good night. Hope you had a good weekend.
Oh shit. 1 second.
Doing well. Doing well,
Keep my
Samir. Thank you.
sound off. But yeah, hope everybody is doing well. I'm gonna get started with DXY. Let me see. Let me pull up here. So obviously the election was decided too over the weekend. So going into this week, that's definitely something to keep in mind. I think I got this plan right now. Get out of this.
So if you guys now's a chance to get red zone for
Got some football today. I don't know about you guys, but I was watching all day. All right, now I got you. All right, what's up, Nick?
going on.
Not
You weren't
much.
able to hear me?
What?
You weren't able to hear me? Or you're good now?
Nah, I was just playing that video in the background, so I had it was playing the audio.
Gotcha. All right,
All
cool.
right, so let's get started, guys, with DXY. We got a good amount of people in here now. So going into this week, DXY, we have just been overall very bearish on. As you can see here, last week formed this bearish engulfing candle, engulfing this previous candle. So this is just telling me there's more sellers than buyers in the market at the moment. I have this weekly level placed down here. So ultimately, we're looking for price to potentially retest that level. But I also see a level right here. So as we consider, or as we go down time frames, so we go down to the daily time frame, very clearly bearish, forming lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high here. And now, as you can see now, we're pushing to the downside right now. Now, considering the daily time frame, we're bearish. The 4-hour time frame, very bearish, just broke this support level. Clearly very bearish. Moving average is pointing down. And then as we get down even to the lower time frames, like where we would potentially enter, all the way down to the 30-minute, this is what we need to see. I just placed that level on the weekly time frame. We need to see price close below this level. This is a previous support level, now turned into resistance. So we need to see price move below this level and form a clear-cut lower high. At this point, price could retrace all the way up to this level on the 1 hour and still be in this downtrend, but that push is obviously the dollar gaining strength. So for this downtrend to continue at the moment and for up to really like validate shorts for the dollar, we need to have a clear-cut lower high below this level. So we need to close below this resistance level, like 92,200, and that's what we need for the shorts to continue. Every single time frame on this is looking bearish, all the way up to this daily time frame. Last week we had this fall off, so we'll see. We're at this support level now. You know, this could easily turn into resistance. We can come back up like we just talked on the 1 hour, retest that level, and then head lower. But overall, we are very bearish on this, on DXY. So that being said, let's move over first to GU. Let's start off on the monthly time frame. So going into last week, you know, we had our analysis on here, and we have this weekly level, this weekly key level that we got just by placing our levels on our monthly time frame. We have this level right here as resistance. It's been rejected previously 1, 2, 3 times. But as we can see here, price, the moving averages crossed to the upside, and then we had this bearish engulfing candle with the wick, and then the doji, which is reversal. So this moving average held. Now we're pushing. More buyers are in the market. As it came down to the weekly, we can see last week closed with a bullish engulfing candle. So more buyers than sellers again at the moment. If I take off these candlesticks, we can see that we are moving averages are pointing up. So a lot of bullish momentum right now, ton of bullish momentum. And with that in mind, as I come down to the daily time frame, overall has been in bullish structure, made this high, made this higher low, and then we were fucking around all in this area, all the way down to the 4 hour. This was our 4 hour support level right here. This was our 4 hour high. We pulled back in this demand zone, and we found support, and then we went to the upside here. And going into this week, this is the area that we were at. So I placed this based on the daily. This is obviously daily resistance. The only way that I'll start to look for buys, and which we're in a buy order now, is down to this 30-minute or 1 hour. We would need to close above this level and form a higher low. So as we can see on this 30-minute, we opened and closed above this level. We had this bullish engulfing candle, which formed right there, rejected the support level. Now all we're looking for, what we're targeting, is this weekly resistance level that had been tested, what we went over in the beginning, that had been tested multiple times. That's our projections right now. So we're looking this thing to come up into like the 1.32200 area, right in that area. So we are looking for buys. This correlates well with DXY as well. DXY, if it continues to push to the downside, then this thing will continue to push to the upside. So buys on GU, it's a little bit late right now to enter. I would wait for another sort of pullback. Overall on this, you know, I'm not going to short this at all until we see some sort of break of structure at the minimum on a 30-minute time frame. So we are just, again, looking for buys on this. We'll see if this thing continues to pump up right now. So that's GU. Let's go over to NU. We'll go all the way up to the monthly time frame. So all the way up to the monthly time frame on NU. Let me take off this little arrow. As we can see, we've got our monthly key level up here. So all this means, guys, is this is a previous level that either acted as support or resistance. So we know that there are a lot of orders at this level. So as we can see, the moving averages are pointing up on the monthly. Kind of just one look here. We had that doji, and obviously a lot of buyers are currently in the market. Down to the weekly, this is mainly what I'm focused on, is moving averages are pointing up. We opened above this 200-day right here. I won't be looking for sells again until we enter this zone, this blue zone up here. So again, bullish on there. Daily time frame, we have been bullish on the daily, have been forming higher highs and higher lows. And then at this point, we gapped up. We're all the way up in kind of no man's land. So breaking this down all the way to the 4 hour time frame is in an uptrend as well. What would I need to see to enter on this? I would need to see some sort of higher low. This is a mess. I wouldn't enter on this right here. This is just, you know, a tough area to enter on for NU. So basically, we're looking at NU on this 30-minute time frame. This is 30-minute structure right here. This is our 30-minute higher low. As long as we get another higher low above this area, then we can easily look for buy. So we're looking to buy NU on some sort of higher low, similar to this, how the moving average crossed red over blue, and then it crossed back over. So it finds support. So that needs to happen again for us to enter on this. So nothing on NU, but definitely definitely sitting on the lower time frames right now and waiting. You know, could a potential position come in not tonight, but probably tomorrow. So we'll keep NU on the radar here. So let's go over now to USEF. So again, guys, just going through top-down analysis. So every single time, start up on the monthly and the weekly. We've already got our key levels on here. They're sort of just a guide for us overall on where there could be potential reversals. So we could see on this one, USEF, obviously we're below the moving averages on the monthly time frame. We're getting below this monthly level down here. And we're just overall very bearish. The next support level is down at 87, 8800 area, right around our negative 27 on the fib. So let's go down time frames and just look at this down to the daily time frame, form this low, form this lower high at 38.2, came back, form this another lower high point. So I'm actually move this down. So until this is broken on the daily time frame, guys, we are in downtrend. We're clearly in a downtrend. And then focusing moreover on where we're at right now, let's hit the 1 hour. The 1 hour is very overextended, right? So the 1 hour has pushed lower. It has no lower highs. The previous lower high is all the way up here, and that's what we're entering on, lower high. So as we can see on the 30-minute, there is an opportunity right now to pull back. This was a very minor resistance level that had formed. If we can get rejection of this level, of this area, then we can look for shorts. If this breaks to the upside, that's when I'll go up to the 1 hour. The 1 hour will start to shift into moving averages will cross to the upside, and then this will be the potential for a lower high. This will be, we'll fib this and we'll look at this time frame and look for potential entries on this. So USEF is not really close to anything yet. USEF has to has to test this level. So we'll see how it happens. This is a little bit further down on my watch list right now, a little more high risk on this one. So let's go over to EU. Let's bump up to the monthly time frame. All right, so overall direction for EU this week is we're looking here. Moving averages are pointing up. We've got a lot of momentum. You know, this month has been very bullish, but we're obviously coming back into this level that had previously been rejected. You know, it fell off. It is important because right now we fell off, found buyers again. So it's proving that there are a lot of buyers in this area. Last week formed this bullish engulfing candle back above the moving averages. So this is showing a ton of buyers again for us, and the monthly and weekly kind of just one look, breaking this down to the daily. So this is what I had mapped out in the daily time frame. We had fibs from this low right here to this high. We retested this 38.2 2 times. And if I were to just draw this out as though it was a little example here, this would basically be how I drew structure. So I'm going to bring this off, bring all these things off. So this is EU right now, just on a line chart. If I were to draw it out, we retested this 38.2, came down here, pushed up. So until this level was broken on the daily, we were still bullish, and then it retested here, found support. So daily time frame is still very much bullish, and obviously now we're even breaking above this like mini lower high that formed. So what we need to focus on now is these two levels. I have 19,200 right here. That's what I'm focusing on as we come up into testing that level. And then I also have right around this like 1,800, a little bit higher than that. I have at 1,800 right around this level. Those are my two random lines right now. These are the two areas where I'm really going to look for potential buys on this pair. So as I come down to the 4-hour, let's delete this. Let's come down to the 4-hour time frame. So 4-hour time frame, is looking very sloppy, but just broke this high point. So it is breaking to the upside. Again, we're just at this high right here. So in order to get in on an entry, we're not looking to take anything at this high right here. If anything, this is showing some signs of potentially reversal. Depending how we look at it, maybe we could even say that this is some sort of ascending triangle here. But regardless, this pattern is not strong enough for me to take any entries on or anything. So I'm just going to be waiting on this one. Ideally, what we're going to see here, as we have mapped on a higher time frame, is some sort of pullback, even similar to this. Nice deep pullback right there to, I believe, 38.2 level, right around the area, 38.2. That's where we're looking to enter, guys, on the pullbacks right there. So we'll look for the same thing. If we were to fib this, we could see we're not even close to 38.2. We're all the way up here. 38.2 is down here. So we're looking for price to pull back, hit this 38.2 level. If it just heads higher here, which with how these other pairs are moving and DXY it could, then the next area that will look for potential buy opportunities is above that 19,200 level that we were just looking at. So EU, little bit down the list for now, but definitely shaping up to be for buys right now. So let's go over to Ucad. This is another trade, honestly, that I really like right now. Let's go up to the weekly time frame. So weekly time frame, guys, we've been bearish ever since coronavirus happened with this. Last week formed this bearish engulfing candle right here. So there's more sellers than buyers. And then we have this huge level here, 13,500, right around this area. This is our weekly level that we have placed. As I break this down to the daily, very clearly bearish. And we had this like little spinning top candle here at the support level. And then as you can see, we've opened up to be very bearish here. So where am I going to enter on this? Why would I enter on this? All the way down to the 1 hour. Like we were saying before, we have a key level here. Why would we enter here? We want to form a lower high. So on the 1 hour time frame, we've been forming lower lows, lower high, lower low, very minor. I wouldn't consider the structure. Then we push down, formed a lower high here. And then right here, as we can see, we're pushing a little bit. This would be pretty much an entry for me right here. I would enter on this. I can move this over and I'll just highlight this right here. Now let's go over why I would enter on this. So we're bearish on the daily, the 4 hour, the weekly time frames. We're bearish on every time frame. 1 hour, we bump up a lower high right here. So we just formed some structure. 30-minute time frame, we just broke below the weekly level, retested, and then formed the bearish variation. So this is very much a signal, sell signal for us. I would put stops right around, right above this lower high right here. So I put stops like right around 65 pips. And the volume's a little crazy, so stops are a little wider than normal, even all the way down the 30-minute. And then what would I target on this? I would just target, like we were looking at earlier, down here. This is just that previous support level. Let's move this over. It's just that previous support level all the way down here. So this, again, is just trying to continue to ride this trend that it's currently in. If I were to take this, I would lower the risk because the 4 hour, if we go up here, obviously we can see is just at this low point. So this is just betting on this lower time frame trend continuing. But all the time frames line up to be bearish. So yeah, definitely not a bad trade idea. So that's UCAD. I'm going to move this up the list. And then I'm going to go over GJ is going to be the last one. So GJ, let's bump up all the way up to the monthly time frame. So this is kind of what I'm basing my analysis on GJ. Monthly time frame we could see has been bearish. forming lower lows and lower highs. And then we hit this support level, this weekly, and we had this doji candle or the spinning top candle. We had seller's exhaustion here. So we're getting some confluences here that we could reverse off of this level down to the weekly time frame. Weekly time frame, we formed this inverted hammer candle. So that's also a bullish reversal candle right there. We are still below these moving averages. The moving averages still are crossed red over blue. So that is kind of alarming for me. Down to this daily time frame. The daily has been bullish in the sense that this is our previous higher low. This is our higher high. Then we hit 78.6, came up. Now we're right around 61.8. So getting down to the 4 hour is when this thing gets a little bit tricky. The 4 hour is still bearish. So the 4 hour time frame is still bearish. It's honestly good to look at this because as the 4 hour break structure, then that weekly, this weekly moving average, which is still red over blue, this is what we need to get above. We need to get above like 137 level. If we come down to the 4 hour, we could see where is that 137 is right up here. If we get up to this level, this is on the 4 hour. We have a lower low, lower high here. Let me fib this right here. Boom. So we have this lower high here, the 61.8 that rejected. We're coming down. If we break this level, guys, this will be a good sign for us to start to look for buys based on the 4 hour. It'll start to line up 4 hour, daily, weekly. We'll start to line up more. Now, if we reject this level again, if we start to get bearish engulfings and evening stars at this level and any other bearish variation, then we're going to look to sell. So that's the current outlook on GJ right now. Not looking to do anything really at the moment, to be honest. Not looking to buy or sell. I'm just looking to sit on the 4 hour time frame and wait for it to line up because it's gonna play this area, and this is like a very significant area. So that's GJ. Just to recap, I went over GJ, GU, Ucad, NU, USEF, and EU. Right now we're in our orders on GU and then that USEF or Ucad order as well. And yeah, if you guys want to review, again, any of the analysis that I went over, everything's right here. It's in text, so you can read it in there. And also, we're going to be doing a giveaway this week, so post in the chat your Discord name if you guys want to get on the giveaway. As you can see, I just announced the winner from last week. So yeah, make sure you guys get your Discord names in the chat. And that's all the analysis that I have. So if you guys have any questions, just post in the chat. I'm going to pass this over to Nick, and he's going to take the reins on this one.
Yep. So good analysis. I mean, there were definitely some good setups there. But again, yeah, this week is kind of tricky, guys. You know, we got the election, and you know, US dollar is pretty freaking bearish. So there's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of speculation going on right now. So, you know, the market reacted how we kind of expected. You know, a lot of volatility came out of this, and you know, may continue to for now anyway. You know, until things start to settle. I know there's a lot of, you know, still a lot of negative talks surrounding this election. You know, so with that, just expect more speculation, and this bearish trend here could very well continue down into a more significant support level, like our monthly or closer to 91.75. So we could definitely see this kind of slide off before reversing in the short term for this week anyway. So yeah, I mean, Angelo covered DXY for the most part, but if we were to be bullish on the dollar, we need to see a higher low above 92.5, right? So this supporting trend line here, we need to see a higher low, confirmed higher low, right in this area above 92.5 and back in this range, okay? So until that happens, the dollar's still bearish, because like what could honestly happen is, you know, even if it, let's say it does slide off, let's say it keeps sliding, right? And it finds some support here at 91.75, it could still pull back and then reject, right? So that's why we really need to see a break back into the range and then a higher low above 92.5, right? Because it could definitely just bounce in here for a while. We really want to see some conviction from either the you know, sellers or buyers. All right, so bearish on the dollar. Let's get into our first pair. Jump over to AU. I actually just saw some questions pop in here. Oh, you're answering. Okay, perfect. All right, so back to AU. Daily time frame to start. I just want to go over how the overall trend here. So we were very bearish, right? This key support right here at 0.7 is a very, very key zone, right? It's psychological. We've also seen it hold a support as resistance. Very pivotable, pivot. I'm sorry. It's a very important level. So it honestly determines a lot. So when price action was bearish until it broke this monthly zone, and when it did, you know, it was a weekly break of structure because this is a weekly lower high. So we were then bullish on this time frame after this break was confirmed. All right, so let's go ahead and zoom in on this bit of price action and kind of see where we're at. So we are bullish here on the weekly, right? Because we broke through that zone and then found support there multiple times. So it's been confirmed a bunch, right? And then we had some ranging here. It finally started transitioning after a final attempt at this monthly zone. It rejected and then started rallying as the dollar started sliding off. So, you know, that makes sense. You know, this is AU. As the dollar, you know, starts to tank, as we covered, you should see an inverse correlation from AU. So, you know, it shot up, it rallied. Okay, so we're going to continue with this analysis based on, you know, DXY continuing to fall. So, and also it's very bullish, you know, until we get back below this daily zone, you know, we're only looking for higher lows to continue long on. So we have two potential long scenarios here. Either we're going to pull back, form structure closer to this daily, some sort of MA pullback, you know, some sort of, bullish pattern here that we can enter on, MA cross, and then we're targeting towards significant resistance levels. Okay, so that's one scenario, or this could just rocket. If we see US dollar just start tanking, this thing is just going to shoot off and won't really give us an opportunity to enter on. Because again, guys, we really want to enter on higher lows when going long, enter on lower highs when going short. Right? It's the highest probability trade. You know, we want to get, you know, the whole goal is to make profit. We're not trying to just jump into a trade with no rhyme or reason. So wait for the pullback. That's definitely the more conservative entry. But, you know, this just taking off is very likely as well. All right, so we have to wait on this one, see what kind of happens. Just got to play it out, see if the volatility kicks in or if we see some sort of normal market, you know, movement come into play here. So if we do see a ton of bearish pressure, we will only consider shorts once we see that lower high below our daily zone right here. Okay, so it's going to be a break, retest, confirm lower high, enter on some bearish setups somewhere in here. Right, so this would be your entry if you were going short. This would be your entry if you were going long, somewhere in here, okay? And entering here is confirming the higher low, because there's going to be some sort of, you know, MA cross, bullish engulfing, something like that, and then the opposite for this. So that's why the entry is always going to be there. We're confirming these, these retests. And if this happens, we're just going to target, you know, lows, major support levels like this monthly down here again. We'll just play the range and target lower and play it accordingly. All right, but until that happens, guys, AU is super bullish. So we'll see it play out. Let's jump over to our next pair, AJ. Always pretty similar to AU, but this is actually damn near close to an entry. So let's jump up to the daily for a second. Overall, this is very bearish. So we had a huge ascending channel here. We actually broke out of it and got a little weekly transition once this lower high was broken. And then we went bullish for a short term. Not the strongest trend. You can see how choppy it was. It wasn't really gaining much ground. Tons of indecision on this climb. Had one final push, failed, came back down below this monthly zone and started forming a bearish channel, which is where we're at now. We're just seeing lower high after lower high. So let's jump down to the 4-hour and look at this channel specifically. Kind of come up with some trade ideas, see where this thing's going. All right, so clearly bearish, right? We got a break of this higher low here, which was the daily break of structure. Came back down, tested the weekly, came back up, tested the daily, gave us that lower high, pushed to a new low just below the weekly. But in fact, it couldn't hold. It couldn't form a lower high here and push lower. Came back up, tested the resisting trend line. So this is interesting where price action is right now for a couple of reasons. One, we are technically above this 4-hour. So, these lows here, we got above it, and now we're testing as if price action is going to form a higher low. But again, it's very choppy. It's not You know, it's pushing up, it's pulling back pretty deep, pushing up, pulling back pretty deep. The only thing that's really pushing me towards more of a bullish outlook on AJ is this 200 EMA. We pushed above it, and this thing is just holding so steady right now. So if this breaks out, let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit more. If this breaks out of this resisting trend line and we get some sort of, you know, morning star, giant, you know, nice engulfing, you know, a new high, you could then enter on that or wait for a pullback, another higher low outside of the trend line to then go long on. But I mean, this thing is shaping up really nicely. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this break out and then just kind of rocket towards a new high here. So if this does happen, we're going to be targeting 76 flat and then 76.5, which is closer to our monthly. But yeah, this would be pretty good. So let me go ahead and give you guys a little idea of what this trade could look like. Max target at the monthly, call it 125 pips. Then your stop loss is going to be outside this 4 hour. And look at that, 3.5 risk to reward. That is phenomenal. Actually, let's just be a little more conservative and say we're going to enter on closure just above this high. So let's go ahead and bring it down a little more. 50 pips to get 125, still a 2.5 risk to reward. So that means for every 1%, you're getting 2.5 for profit, which is pretty awesome. This is a great trade. It lines up with everything that we look for. So we'll be waiting for this to play out. Okay, but what happens if this rejects and this is just another lower high in this channel? You know, what do we need to see to go short? And that's going to be just a retest of this 4 hour here. So the good thing is that this is a big area of confluence. So if you guys look in here, we have this key level, this 4 hour zone, right? And then we got all these MAs, you know, some higher lows. So if this breaks lower and then retests and then confirms it with some sort of, you know, bearish engulfing evening star, that's going to be a great short opportunity. That would happen right around here. And then again, you would target down towards significant support. This weekly probably being our first target down at 74 flat. So break lower, pullback, retest, rejection, and then enter on some sort of bearish variation or setup. And that would be a really nice trade. And this would be target one. And then obviously, you know, in a channel, you would look to target, manage the trade towards a, you know, a new lower low. But I mean, this could be a pretty significant trade. Let me just get an idea of what it would look like. So again, nice stop loss protection just outside of this 4 hour zone here. And this would be for a first target. You probably scrunch this a little more depending on how this lower high forms. If there's a large wick, probably about 40 pips to get about 75, or rather 35 pips, something like that. Just around a 2-to-1 risk reward for this first target, which is not bad at all. And then of course, continue to manage. You know, it'll be well into a risk-free trade once you're at this point. So you'll just keep managing towards a new low and so on. So we'll see how this plays out. Either it's going to reject, look for that break, or look for it to just kind of shoot off here and enter on some sort of breakout opportunity. Interesting from AJ, though. It's in a nice spot. Definitely in a nice spot. All right, let's move over to UJ, another JPY pair. This one looks a little more straightforward, but it's got a lot to prove before we can take any short opportunity because as we know, we've covered many times, UJ is just across the board bearish, guys. Pretty much all time frames. I mean, we're on the daily here and just look at the size of this descending triangle. The floor, key support being at 104.5, tons of lower highs leading up to that point. I mean, and this is just a huge scale here. This goes all the way back to December 2016. So clearly, you know, very, very bearish for quite a while. And then, so again, key support was 104.5. Price action is pretty much right at that area now. So that means this is a key level because this is 4 years of a pattern formation. If this floor breaks, if the support breaks, you could see a pretty significant move down towards the next zone. So that's kind of what we're looking at now. We're looking for a pretty massive move on UJ. So let's drop to the 4 hour and get a look at where price action, current price action is. Okay, so here's 104.5. This was at support for 4 years. Finally broke it right here. We had a bit of ranging, bit of volatility, and it actually, surprisingly enough, was the election that pushed it through this 104.5 handle. So it took 4 years and an election to blow through that. Finally did it, and we shot down to a new low around 103.20, just about 103.20, and then lots of indecision. So the weekend hit, you know, market just opened. We don't have we're not really seeing any movement. which could be a good thing. You know, we could be due for a pullback. Definitely want to see some sort of correction here because this is purely speculation, just driven off only speculation, really. Just negative news, people just shorting the dollar. So we could see it pop, pull back a little bit. And then this is the zone we want to be aware of, this 4 hour. Because if it does pull back for a correction, this level is going to determine if we're going to remain bearish or if we're going to start looking at long opportunities finally. So, I mean, ideally, we want to resume the trend, you know, continue to trade with the overall bearish trend here. So wait for the pullback, wait for, you know, some nice rejection, MA pullback, and then an MA cross with some bearish setups, bearish variations you can go short on. And then we're going to short the hell out of this thing. And we're going to take it down. This would be your entry right here. Then we're going to take it down towards 103 first, and then potentially even lower. Let's see how far we are. This is about just over 90 pips. Stop loss would be about 40. So already we're at a 2.3 risk reward. You know, we'd like to target the negative fib levels. So, you know, that would probably be our next target. So max, we're already over 3 to 1. But I mean, it could drop much further than this, guys. If we just look at the, you know, scale of the daily here, realistically, we're looking at this monthly. If this is truly broken and we get a nice retest, nice strong bearish variations, especially on this daily time frame, I don't see why this monthly couldn't be hit. I mean, we saw it hit in 2 seconds back here on Corona. So, you know, clearly this is an area of interest. So that would be our probably ultimate final target for this trade if we were to hold it for that long. It would definitely be a very long trade, but it's about 260 pips from this 4 hour level. All right, so we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, I mean, definitely looking shorts, looking for shorts on UJ as of right now, as this dollar remains bearish, and as things kind of are still in the air as far as this election goes. You know, we just have a bearish outlook on this, on the U.S. dollar as a whole. All right, but let's consider, you know, a bullish option here. What needs to happen for us to consider taking a long opportunity? We want to see a higher low above 104.5 at least, because again, that's that key level that we saw hold as support for so many years. So we really want to see a break back above that with a confirmed higher low. Then you could take a nice, confident long opportunity, long entry into 106. Okay, so something like this, 100 pips right there. Stop loss would be outside the higher low, preferably outside 104.5 as well. And we're just over a 2.5 risk reward. So great trades either way, guys. But we do have to wait for this to play out. I don't really think we're going to get an opportunity for, definitely not tonight. And probably, you know, I would be surprised if we got a short opportunity tomorrow. So we'll see how this plays out. But I mean, hey, the way things are going, guys, volatility could kick in at any freaking second. But let's jump back over to EJ, or jump over to EJ now, daily time frame. Overall, we were very bearish, huge bearish channel. We got a nice transition on this week, on a weekly transition. Once these lower highs were broken, confirmed with the higher low, huge rally into the next monthly zone at 126.5. And there we saw rejection. And then you guys can see, I'll highlight it with a trend line. This bearish channel started forming. Right? You guys can see that. So nice bearish channel. I'm going to go ahead and I'll leave it for now, actually. Why not? Let me just change the color. So we're about to drop down and take a closer look at this on the 4 hour. All right, cool. So still technically bullish. I'm sorry, let's go back to daily for a second. Still technically bullish according to the weekly, because again, this was that weekly transition. Until this zone is broken, the weekly is still bullish. Okay, so let's drop now. So here was that reversal from the monthly zone, 3 peaks, nice lower high, broke this higher low. That's our daily transition there. So the daily is now bearish, and this giant bearish channel kind of you know, supports that, obviously. So we got a nice rejection here, nice lower high, double top, pushes lower, breaks another set of higher lows, right? And that's our 4 hour break of structure, push to a new low around 121.6, and now is pulling back to test the broken 4 hour zone. So it's actually looking pretty good right now. It's rejecting pretty hard. There's a lot of wicks in here. So I'm definitely going to stay a little more confident with a bearish outlook for now. We are at the 50% fib level as well. So, but I'm not going to short it just at this level. Just if I see a bearish engulfing, I'm not going to short it. I want to be a little more conservative and wait for this 1 hour zone right at 122.2. Oops, right here, 122.2, whatever this label is. I want to see a break of that, and then again a lower high, then I can short. That's probably the most conservative option for this trade, or for this pair right now. And I'm going to stick by that because, again, guys, things are a little uncertain right now. I really want to see some clean structure to get a confident trade out. So let's go ahead and see what this trade would look like. 40 pip stop loss thereabout. And to the top of this zone, not even at the weekly or this trend line, we're already at 100 pips. So well over 2.5 risk to reward, 2.5 risk to reward. So this could be a great trade. But I mean, I expect this thing to drop at least down to the weekly if we see that momentum continue. So much bearish pressure. But yeah, this should be a really nice trade. Just a break of 122 with a retest, and then we're in, guys. But let's talk long scenarios for a second. So again, this is the key level right now, this 4-hour zone. If we see a break above it and then a higher low like this, some sort of price action rejection after we get a break of this 4-hour zone, that's what we want to see, and then we can go long on that. So nice higher low would be perfect. Boom. That's your entry right in there. Long scenario, long position right into key resistance at our daily zone right here. That would be our next target. Stop loss would be just outside that higher low, probably about 50 pips in this one. And again, over 2.5 risk to reward. It's 2.77, just how it is now. It would change slightly, just a little bit. But yeah, well over what we look for, 2 to 1 at least. Either way this goes, we'll be ready. I mean, looking good, EJ. Forming good structure. All right, so let's get into gold. It's our last one. And this thing made a major move. I mean, we are already pretty long on gold all the time anyway. It is a safe haven commodity. There is just so much interest in gold, pretty much worldwide. So, I mean, even if you zoom out on the higher time frame, the thing's done nothing but appreciate since, for the last, what? Let's see. Long time. So since we hit a low in 2015, this thing's just been appreciating since. And in 2015, it was 1,000. We're almost double that now. Absolutely nuts. So very bullish, guys. And this thing has been bullish for, again, a long time. So recently, the most recent significant key level that we broke was 1,800 right here. Then we saw a huge rally. This was pretty much influenced by Corona, but still broke a key level and now is still holding above that. So we're definitely at a high, but it's still appreciating. So we saw after Corona, price action went sideways for a while, as expected, gave us this giant descending triangle. You guys could just see the lower highs, 1, 2, 3, 4, key support at 1930. It finally broke that. That was our daily break of structure. So we were short-term bearish on the daily, looking for shorts off 1930. Saw a couple, but with everything kind of leading up with this election, we were cautious. So we were waiting for a break of 1875 with a lower high below that to go short. That's what we were looking for. Looking for something like that to go short. Didn't really happen, as you guys can see. Gave us a little fake out and then pulled right back. MA cross, the whole 9 thing just took off. And that was on the back of the election. So, a bearish dollar means, gold is bullish. And that's exactly what happened. This thing just rallied, blew through our daily zone right at 1930. And now, we find ourselves in a pretty good potential scenario. Because if this pulls back through the MAs, gives a nice higher low here off 38.2 fib level, we could see a really nice long position, one that we've been waiting for quite a while. We were just waiting for a break of this range. You could just see this thing was just indecisive. Now, granted, it's a big range, but it hadn't, really shows a direction until, recently. So this should be super ideal. Nice retest for a higher low off of structure. MA cross, bullish variations. All of that would be absolutely perfect right here. Nice long opportunity. Targeting towards the negative fib levels, probably 1980 to start, 2000 for a nice psychological level. Stop loss again would be outside the higher low and this daily support level. So this one, probably about 3 to 1 risk reward. So great trade, guys. Absolutely great trade. So this could be a big one. And gold moves pretty quick. So if this thing, if you see US dollar start to slide off pretty hard, this thing will, start to go a little nuts. You'll see this volume pick up again. All right, so that's gold, guys. That was the last pair. I'm just going to do a quick recap of what we did. DXY, Remember, it's super bearish. AU, bullish. AJ, bullish. UJ, looking bearish. EJ, gotta wait on this one. I'm a little unsure. I am definitely favoring, a short first, but we'll see. And then gold, long as hell. Long as hell. All right, so yeah, that pretty much wraps it up, guys. And those are all the pairs we prepared for you guys. If you want to take another look at them, you could either rewatch this video or jump over to our Discord, take a look at our analyses. There are little descriptions, we write on each analysis for you guys, and pretty much just explaining what we're looking at.
Yes, sir.
All right.
And so this week we're gonna, as always, have our live sessions on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 8 a.m. EST. So that's gonna be the next time that we're gonna be on, and we're gonna be live. Like Nick said, this is recorded, so if you guys want to watch this again, it'll be posted on YouTube. Make sure this is the last call. Make sure to put your Discord name in the chat for the giveaway. And then also we're gonna get signals going out this week. We're gonna get started with that. If you guys are interested in signals, I'm gonna go ahead and post in the chat and also in the Discord and Telegram. It's just a little webinar we did that answers questions about signals, not just our signals, signals in general. So if you guys want to watch that webinar, I'll post the link in here, and then also I'll post it in the Discord chat, and you guys can get some more information on that. And as always, if you guys have questions, just reach out to me and Nick. Discord is going to be the best place to do that. Yeah, if you guys click on the link, you should get this webinar. Yeah, and then if you watch towards the end, it'll cover what our deal is right now for us. There's like a limited deal included with that too. So go ahead, watch that. Like Nick showing you, that's the page that should come up. So you guys should be good to go with that. And that's pretty much it for the live session. So look out in the Discord for any updates for the week. And, we thank you guys for your support. Hope you guys have a good Sunday night. It's getting a little late here over in Jersey. So we're about to, yeah, probably no more trades going out tonight, but we'll be back on tomorrow morning. So hope to talk to you guys soon. I see in the chat, we got some people posting their Discord name, got a few thank yous. Good. We appreciate it. No problem. All right. So yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next live session Tuesday.
Enjoy the rest of the weekend, guys. Peace.
Let's get it. Peace.